Good up- good evening. Lesson 105. God's peace and joy are mine. God's peace and joy are mine. Let's begin. Close your eyes and allow yourself to be taken by this statement. Actual God's peace. God's peace and God's joy are mine. They live in me and they are there now. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Today we will accept them, knowing they belong to us. And today we'll try to understand that these gifts increase. How? As we receive them. They are not like the gifts the world can give, in which the giver loses as he gives the gift, and the taker is the richer by his loss. These are not gifts, but bargains made with guilt. Mhm. Truly given gift, entail no loss. Mhm. Mm. Oh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Hey, Shanti, you want to take us further?
Yeah. We had two.
Just the second paragraph, maybe. Or you can even start from the top.
God's peace and joy are yours.
Mm.
Today we will accept them, knowing they belong to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we will try to understand these gifts increase as we receive them. They are not like to the gifts the world can give, in which the giver loses as he gives the gift. The taker is the richer by his loss. Such are not gifts, but bargains made with guilt. The truly given gift entails no loss. It is impossible that one can gain because another loses. This implies a limit and an insufficiency.
Anyone else?
No gift is given thus. Such gifts are but abide for more value. What is it?
Bid.
Yeah.
Bidding. Like bidding.
Let's start again. No gift is given thus. Such gifts are but a bid for more valuable return. A loan with interest to be paid in full. Temporary lending club meant to be a pledge of debt to be repaid with more than was received by him who took the gift. The strange distortion of what giving means pervades all levels of the world. You see, it strips all meaning from the gifts you give and leaves you nothing in the ones you take.
A major learning goal this course has set is to reverse your view of giving
Mm-hmm.
so you can receive. For giving has become a source of fear. giving has become a source of fear.
Mhm.
And so you would avoid the only means by which you can receive.
Wow.
Accept God's peace and joy, and you will learn a different way of looking at a gift. God's gifts will never lessen when they are given away. They but increase thereby.
Yes.
As heaven's peace and joy intensify when you accept them as God gives to you, so does the joy of your Creator grow when you accept His joy and peace as yours. True giving is creation. True giving is creation. It extends the limitless to the unlimited.
Mhm.
Eternity to timelessness. And love unto itself. It adds to all that is complete already. Not in simple terms of adding more, for that implies that it was less before. It adds by letting what cannot contain itself fulfill its aim of giving everything it has away, securing it forever for itself.
Mhm. Beautiful. Mm.
Today, accept God's peace and joy as yours. Let him complete himself as he defines completion. You will understand that what completes him must complete his Son as well. He cannot give through loss, nor can his Son. Receive his gift of joy and peace today, and he will thank you for your gift to him.
So today practice period will start a little differently. Maybe close your eyes and begin today by thinking of those brothers or sisters you have been denied by you the peace and joy that are their right under equal laws of God. Yeah, we judged, condemned in any way anyone. So think of those where you have not shared your joy and peace with. And here you must return to claim them as your own. Think of your so-called enemies a little while and tell each one as he or she occurs to you. My brother, sister, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine, as mine. So let's do that separately. So think of one person, somebody who bugs you, even just annoys you a little. And they say either my brother or my sister or my beloved or whatever occurs to you. Even use the name and say, peace, a real peace, and a real joy I offer you. That I may have God's peace and joy as mine. As mine, because if you don't give it, you will not have it. Think of someone else. And say the same thing. Peace and joy I offer you. It's just the willingness to shift the grievance or the judgment we lay upon them because they were reflecting something in us we did not particularly like, maybe. Think of another one. A politician or a local priest, a neighbor, or even a situation, and say, peace and joy I offer you, that I may feel the peace and joy as mine. This way, you're prepared yourself to recognize God's gifts to you, and you let your mind be free of all that would prevent success today. Now, as you have forgiven, you are ready to accept the gift of peace, a genuine peace and genuine joy that already abides within you, which God has given you in the beginning. Now you are ready to experience the joy and peace you have denied in yourself. So let's begin with just allow yourself to feel joy. Just a tiny little glimmer of joy. I'm sure you can find some somewhere. And then feel it. If you don't feel it, it's not it. Even if you fake it for a second, doesn't matter. Bit of joy. Now feel it everywhere. Feel it in your feet. Feel it in your legs. Feel it in your hips, your torso, your body, your every cell That's it. And then begin to give it. Say, to everyone, I offer this delicious joy. As soon as you do it, you must feel an increase. It's inevitable. If you don't feel an increase, you haven't given it. You're still holding it to yourself. It's mine, it's mine. Should give it more. That's it. It will smile you. Yeah. If it's genuine, it will put a smile on your face like you can't fake. Yeah, just keep giving it. And give it more than that. And then even more. And even more. Step back and let it lead the way. It will. Now you can say, God's peace and joy are mine. For you have given what you would receive. The more you give it, more you have it. And then more you have it, more you can give it. This has no end. Mhm. And then see if you can find peace in you. Peace. It's there, waiting for you. There it is. It has to be felt again. Allow yourself to feel it. And step back and allow it even more. And then say to everyone, I offer this peace of God within me. Mm. Find some that would receive it with delight. Maybe someone here. And begin to give it more and more. You can allow yourself to feel it and give it totally with all your heart, all your might, all your strength, and all your will. Mm. You must succeed today if you prepare your mind as we suggest. We have let all bars to peace and joy be lifted up, and what is yours can come to you at last. And then tell yourself, God's peace and joy are mine. Mhm. And then let God's voice assure you that the words you speak are true. Mhm. And so today you spend 5 minutes with him, with God, each time you remember. And do not think that less is worthless when you cannot give him more. At least remember hourly to say the words which call on him to give you what he wills to give and wills you to receive. And let's do one practice. Open your eyes and put your hand up. Whoever's first. Good guy was first. Pick a person, unmic yourself if you can. Pick a person and say, my brother or sister, peace and joy I offer you, and then say the name. You go to unmic yourself. Yeah.
Chantal, peace and joy I give to you.
That I might have the peace and joy as mine.
That I may have peace and joy as mine.
Beautiful. Look, the light has come. Chung. Beautiful. Chantal, your turn.
Guy,
My brother.
brother,
Ah!
peace and joy I offer you.
Beautiful.
That I may have God's peace and joy as mine.
Beautiful. Next hand was Adrian. Pick a person. Unmic yourself.
My sister, Michelle. Peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you for your peace and joy. I thank you for your love that you show within. I share this peace and love with all of you. I give thanks for all of you who share it back to me.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Adrian, my brother, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Another hand. Yes. Okay, Colleen and then Alice. Colleen, you want to do Alice?
Sure, my sister, Alice. Peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine.
Mm.
Give yourself a mic. Give yourself a mic, Alice.
Colleen, my sister, and all my sisters and brothers on here, especially you, Giles, if you're here. My peace and joy I offer you, so I might receive that which God gives me.
Oh, yeah, beautiful. Mhm. Wow. Mhm. Anyone else?
Yes, me.
Yes, go.
Call,
Brother.
call my brother. Peace and joy I offer you,
Mm.
that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. Mm.
Well received. Well received. Ruben, my brother in love and peace. Peace and joy and delightful way of being I offer you, that I also may have God's love and peace and joy as mine.
Mm.
Beautiful. That's it. Can you see the power of this being given away? As you gently give it. So I suggest, like, hey, do this all day, wherever, whoever you meet, even if you say it quietly, and if you dare to say it out loud, this is what happens. It's immediately increased. And that's how you recognize that pure light in you. It awakens within you by the act of giving it away. Simple as that. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. The more you give, the more you have. And then as soon as you have it, you give it. And that's how it sustains itself. That's how it becomes a holy constant, not just a holy instant, but it continues to be. And the feeling is the secret, because you have to feel it before you give it. Just to give it mentally is just, it's good, but it's not full. You want to have a full Monty experience? That's how you do it.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. Beautiful. Hey, Guy, thanks for joining us, brother.
Is today the extended period?
Yeah, today we can hang out if you guys want to, for sure.
Anybody want to? I'd like to just for a little while.
If you need to go, it's a time to go. If you want to stay, please do. We're just gonna hang out and see what cooks up. Bye, Colleen. Love you, darling. See you soon.
Wow.
Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Yes, for sure.
We
Happy
feel
to have you back.
you.
So lovely to have you back.
Peace, love, and joy.
Peace, love, and joy.
Yes. A call. I have a comment.
Yeah.
This exercise is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Probably I mentioned before, I have 11 brothers and sisters, but my older two brothers, oh my God, I carry a bad feeling. I used to hate, especially one of my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
For more than 40 years, Oh, just thinking about him made me sick before.
Yes.
But when I start with this practice, and when I open up to my brother,
Mhm.
and I was doing it at home in my mind with my brother in mind, and God, love, peace, and joy really embraced me.
Mhm.
I was able to cry and let it go all those 40 years.
Yes.
And I had the opportunity later, like 2 or 3 months later, to visit my brother. And I mentioned that I used to hate him.
Mhm.
And he didn't know why. He was like, he just told me, Ruben, I always thought that you were a little special. So I give you your space. I respect you. I give you love, but I was like, I always thought you didn't love me.
Mhm.
I always thought, you used to. Anyway, that day, my brother and I, physically, we kissed each other, we hugged each other, and the doors
Right.
of
Open.
heaven open for both.
Mm.
And finally, he understood why I was acting this way. In me, I understood that I put all these barriers between my brothers and I. So everything
Mhm.
fell down. It
Yes.
is very powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautiful, huh? That's it. Like it's all just us and how we change our mind. The reality begins to change. Like you don't have to go and change the world. You fully change that tiny little grievance, a tiny little holding. You know?
Yes. And you mentioned too that we can apply it to a situation. And it is true. I apply it to an addiction that I carry for more than 40 years. Same thing.
Mhm.
I
That's it.
carry, we talk each other and let it go. Thank you, addiction. But yes, it is very powerful exercise.
Yeah.
Thank you. But you had to do it in order for you to have the experience. And now you know that this stuff works. It really works. And it's free. It's free. You don't have to pay thousands and thousands for therapy and all that kind of stuff. It's right there.
You can also apply it to your feelings, particularly the feelings that we consider that see our feelings are basically being condemned, just like the brother, you know, like you have hatred and you condemn it. That's how you nail it in yourself. So you can begin to actually undo all this separation that you have to your feeling self, because the will of God is a feeling thing. You feel the love of God. You don't think it, you feel it. So as you begin to forgive yourself for having these feelings that you condemn within yourself, because no one else did it, you did it, right? You did it to yourself. So you will resurrect the dark side of you, and that will begin to move itself and embrace, open like a lotus flower. And what you thought was horrible actually becomes exquisite. So that's the true forgiveness, is always of the self. Beautiful.
I love the shift from, for me, the intellectual understanding of
Mhm.
love. Um, I love the shift from the intellectual to my heart, to feeling. And as you were speaking, I felt a depth of awareness, of feeling first the peace within myself, and I know that it's God. I feel it's God's Holy Spirit's peace that came up, and it just hit me that this peace has to start here with me before I can give it out.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm. Blessings.
Yeah, it struck me really with the text as well, again and again. It's like, accept God's peace and joy, and you will learn a different way of looking at a gift. Today, accept God's peace and joy as yours.
Yep.
And it's so beautiful as you expressed that, Carolyn. I so feel that. It's like, and then let him complete himself as he defines completion. It's like, yeah, in total acceptance first. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And again, as heaven's peace and joy intensify when you accept them as God's gift to you, so does the joy of your Creator grow when you accept his joy and peace as yours. Mm.
Yes. And if you can't accept, just accept that you can't accept.
Mm.
And you're still in the same place. Because sometimes the stubbornness can be like, no, I'm not gonna forgive. Just accept that you can't right now. And it's just a matter of, relaxation until it begins to happen. That's okay. Okay, either way.
And then that sentence that we bless our brother with, we can bless ourselves with that as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In the first paragraph, am I unmuted?
No,
Can you hear
we
me?
can hear you. We can hear you, Dennis.
Okay. The third, God's peace and joy are yours. Today we will accept them, knowing they belong to us, period. And we will try to understand these gifts increase as we receive them. So I mean, anytime I receive a gift, it increases. But this is saying the gifts increase to the giver, yes?
Yep.
And not to the receiver. It kind of confused me. And we will try to understand these gifts increase as we receive them. Doesn't just
Yes,
kind of
when you
left them.
allow yourself to have it. But the act of giving is receiving. Like there is no, like giving and receiving is exactly the same thing. It's only the time, because you live in a time space. It feels like it might take a moment. But the minute you have an intent to give, it happens.
Uh-huh.
It might dawn on you a little while that it has been increased. Like all expressions of love are maximal. But if your sensory acuity is like your sense of feeling is numbed down by years of rejection, you might not experience it straight away, but actually it happens simultaneously. Ask and you shall receive it's an instant thing. It just sometimes for the mind it takes to dawn on it that it has received it. It's like all the gifts of God are given you already. Hasn't dawned on you maybe yet if you're not fully experiencing it. So what he does, he goes like, okay, well, give it to your brother. And as you do, like you could see it, but the minute you exercise it, that's why I think it's so important to actually pair up and begin to give it to each other. Actually naming the brother you want to give it to, it just makes it so different. You felt it, right? As soon as you actually applied it, it was like bang. It's the application of the course, not so much the mental acquisition of the material, but the actual application that will teach you what it's like. Mm. You're pretty much receiving all the time because that such is the kingdom of heaven. Only gives. God only gives. There is no theology of some kind. Only that you are being receiving all the time. If the God turned itself off for a moment, you'll be like, there'll be none of this. That's it.
Great time.
Yeah. Yeah. But you gotta feel it. You gotta feel it's the key, the secret to it all. I feel the
Come,
love of God within me now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
And then you give it, you sustain it. The more you give it, more you have it, more you have it, more you give it, more you give it, more you have it. This has no end. Except you might enter into this unbearable state of being because we're not used to it in this dense physical realm to be giving so much love. We limit love to like, oh, I love you. But like, give it totally, yeah? Give it like, pick somebody here and says, all my love I offer you, name, and watch what happens to you.
All my love I offer you and a joy.
Yeah.
I can see, Cole,
Yeah.
that as I feel
Mm,
my peace,
mm,
also releasing an inner conflict
yes.
within me. It's like the fight is within me or was within me. It's just like levels. I can just see another level of release
Beautiful.
from my fight with myself or my ego or whatever it is.
Mhm. Yes. There's an amazing lesson in the Course of Miracles 46. It says, God is the love in which I forgive. So you're suddenly experiencing this amazing love, and that love will push all your grievances out. It will just dispel it. So it's in God's love we forgive. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna forgive you now. This love comes in and you just go, oh my God, I could have this. Instead, I'm holding a grievance. Of course, I let it go because I can see like what I
Yeah.
what I deprive myself by having a grievance, basically. Yeah.
With my father, it's not like I really forgave him. I just stopped having grievances.
Hmm.
That's
Right.
how it happened, you
Yes.
know? And once I like moved away to another city, I'd call my father up and he'd be drinking, and it really pissed me off uh, to hear that voice on the phone with that. And I would say to him, I'd say, well, uh, you've been drinking? Oh, yeah, I said I had one or two. But anyhow, to make just like giving and receiving, to make the point, my dad, like he was about 81, he was still working, he had a small job, and he'd go out and have something to eat and then have a few drinks after work. So he said to me, I was talking to him in the summertime, and he said, well, do you know what happened in March, son? I said, I don't know, Pop, St. Patrick's Day. No, he said, I went to work and he said, I went over Cookies, which was the bar room. And he said, I ordered a hot dog and she brought me my beer. And I said, well, bring me a Coke. So she brought me that Coke, son, he said. And he said, you know what? He said, this was like 3 months later. He said, I haven't been back over there. He said, I said, wow, Pop, that's great. And that December, I'm going to Mexico. I have a ticket and $100 for 3 weeks. And my father sends me this Christmas card. And in it, he always sent me $50. So I knew I'd be getting the $50. But it's $500. And I called him up and I said to him, what a beautiful card. It was beautiful, sensitive language. He said, what about what was in it? I said, would you make a mistake with the zeros? No, he said, that's all the money I saved from not drinking.
Oh, cute.
Look at that, how that came back,
Wow.
the grievance, giving the grievance away in some way I never thought.
Mm,
It's amazing.
Yeah, just
beautiful.
gives me chills, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see how we forgive. I was running a men's group once, and we were just doing this subject when we were talking about what was the gift our fathers gave us. So we were not looking at grievances. We were looking at what's the inheritance of your father? Like, what is his essence of his being that created you, right? And I thought, oh, I've got 5 minutes for the guys to do it. I might do it myself. That was the day I've forgiven my father, because in those 5 minutes, the gift he gave me showed up. And suddenly I saw my father in the most exquisite light I could ever possibly imagine. It was an experience of unspeakable expression of love, like that. That was the day I've forgiven my father, because when I saw the gift he gave me, all the little shit that happens between us was so insignificant that in that moment, there was nothing I could possibly hold against him ever. And you know what? That stayed. It wasn't like just, oh, I had this experience and now I still think my dad was this. Like in that moment, everything that ever happened between us was somehow demolished. Like it just could not hold a thing of grievance with him. Just I could not. And then the same thing happened a few years later with my mother. Just the same thing. I was just like, oh my God, my parents were just divine. And since then, I just can't even remember that there was any kind of less than that ever between us. So it wasn't so much about trying to drop off the grievance, but it was just seeing what the gift is that dispelled this whole track, this whole karma drama of whatever I thought my parents did to me or didn't give me, or the lack of love or whatever was just not there. So very unexpected way how it shifted, yeah. Beautiful.
Dennis, my brother, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. Bless you, bless you, bless you.
Amen.
Mm. Beautiful. Yeah.
It just felt like my body like relax. release.
Mm. Determine not to interfere today with what God wills. And if a brother or a sister seem to tempt you to deny God's gift to him, see it as but another chance to let yourself receive the gifts of God as yours. Then bless your brother thankfully, as you say, my brother, peace and joy I offer you. Guy, peace and joy I offer you, that I may have God's peace and joy as mine. Lovely to see you.
Mm.
Just put your mic on. Put your mic on.
I'm still learning how to drive it on the phone.
That's right.
I offer you God's peace and joy, that I may receive God's gift to me.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Da-da-da. All right, dear ones, shall we bring this to a close?
Can we do a group hug?
Yeah, we're doing it. Excellent. Oh my God, you're funny people. Darling, we'll see you in 23 hours from now.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks,
all.
everybody.
Mm.
Love
Thank you
you.
to my friends.
Da-da-da. Thank you. Ciao.
Bye.
Thank you.